धन्यवाद, नमस्कार।
धन्यवाद माननीय मुजीबुल्लाह खान जी। माननीय श्री बीडा मस्थान राव यादव जी, प्लीज।
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me opportunity to speak on such an important bill on behalf of our YSRCP party. We have no objection to this bill and welcome it wholeheartedly. It is a credit to this government that they have brought in such a widespread changes and sought to alter laws and regulations that have become absolute. India is a dynamic nation, and our constitution makers were aware of this when they laid down the fundamental principles which would guide our nation, but allowed for enough flexibility to make changes and ensure that no law could keep the people of India entrenched in the past. The fact that this government has made concerted efforts to unearth contradictory and absolute legislation, some of which dates back to colonial times, ensures that we honor our roots as a nation open to change and progress. Additionally, it severs any unnecessary ties to outdated draconian laws from the era of British rule and usher our country into a new era of liberation where we actualize our dreams of becoming Vishnu Guru. Our suggestions, sir, AP Recognition Act. While I wholeheartedly support the breadth of the changes being made through this bill, I would also like to highlight that Andhra Pradesh had requested an amendment to the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act 2014. This has been brought to the attention of this House through multiple interventions, including private members' bill and through the government more directly through personal representation from honourable MPs and state leaders of Andhra Pradesh. We have requested that promises made under AP reorganization be actualized in a time-bound manner. There are several matters which till date have no end in sight. This includes the central tribal university promised to Andhra Pradesh government, which only began functioning in 2019 from a temporary campus. There is no clarity on when a permanent campus will be provided.
Please speak on the subject.
Sir?
You speak on the subject, Masthan Rao ji.
No, this is also some amendment to a reorganization bill is required, sir. This is our humble request.
It's good.
Similarly, we request that special category status be provided to the state. Such a status would enable us to get a higher share in central grants and tax incentives, resulting in the reduction of financial burden on the AP government. It is required by AP because we have been fiscally struggling due to an unscientific bifurcation, wherein amongst numerous resources we lost our capital city also. Even the 15th Finance Commission has stated that given such a status is within the mandate of the centre to provide if it deems it necessary. I request that in face of new changes being brought by the government, this too be given due weightage. Additionally, the funds promised to AP for development projects should be handed over to our government in a smooth and efficient manner. Till date, many projects such as the Polvaram irrigation project are stuck halfway due to disputes over funding. This disrupts the intent and nature of the law, which was meant to provide developmental support to Telugu people. I request that these stipulations be reconsidered and the commitments made to us be legally strengthened.
Beeda Masthan ji, you know the rules.
Yes, sir.
You know the rules. You have to speak on this bill. You have to speak on this bill as per rules.
There are a few laws which too need amendment because they are simply baffling and highly outdated considering our times. I would like to highlight the following. As per the Indian Aircraft Act 1934, any Indian citizen who flies balloons or kites without license is an offender. The House is well aware that flying kites is a common method of celebration and strong part of Indian cultural ethos, especially for children. While this is not usually implemented, it is the time this stipulation be removed. The Indian Treasure Trove Act of 1878 states that any treasure found under the soil which is equal to or more than 10 rupees has to be reported and shared with the government. If any person does not do so, they are liable to be arrested. This is vague and extremely confusing for the general public, and this can easily be misused by mischief makers to prosecute innocent citizens. On a more grave note, there are pressing laws that need urgent reform so as to prevent serious miscarriages of justice. This includes the Indian Penal Code and severe laws pertaining to the treatment of criminals. For example, as per Section 294 of the Indian
Please, your time is over. Your time is over.
As per Section 294 of the Indian Penal Code, any
Mani Beeda, Masthan Raoji, your time is over.
Conclusion, sir. I have already stated that I wholeheartedly, on behalf of our YSRC party, support the proposed bill.
Thank you.
My speech, I merely wish to point out certain inconsistencies which cannot be allowed to remain in the
Thank you.
current
Conclude. I am
climate and further the good
calling
work of
Mani
this
Sri K.R.
government.
Suresh Reddy ji.
Okay, sir.
Mani Sri K.R. Suresh Reddy ji.